Let's do this thing, Freak Nation.
Please hang up and try again.
Freak Radio Network, broadcasting from the Lucas Oil Studios. Driven by General Tire.
Rock on, baby!
I am serious.
Here's the Freaks.
You know, we've already got some people asking us, Crasher, why this is such a special 60 minutes extravaganza with Speed Freaks on a Sunday night. I got to be honest with you, Freak Nation. Yours truly and that beautiful bride to my right, we spent the last 72 hours in the northern Arizona mountains with about 46 different kids. Okay, we didn't have that damn many.
It was a big group of almost 30.
Right, yeah.
Lots of families.
It was a big-ass group of individuals. But just the sheer fact that, Crasher, we were having a damn good time camping, It was very special for us, right?
It's amazing. It's the end. It's been an annual tradition for the last 4 years to end our daughter's, 2.5 weeks of fall break. She has a very long fall break. So yeah, it's a cool opportunity to wrap things up. Vacation is done, but we have no cell service. We have absolutely nothing. So being able to come home and finally watch the Cup race, not knowing of anything, including fighting that happened in the Xfinity Series in Las Vegas last night, not knowing how NHRA kicked off this morning, which really aggravated Tony Stewart, apparently. Well, yeah, there's just so much going on that the reason we're not doing a full 2 hours is because there's a lot we got to get caught up on right now. And we haven't had a really good sleep in the last couple of days. We're a little burned from campfires. And yeah, there's just a lot going on, period.
But when you take it all into consideration, Freak Nation, we're lucky to be here. Well, no, we feel fortunate to be here. And I got to say this. We're celebrating 25 years of Speed Freaks.
Yes.
And the radio network show is going on live right now. It was a pre-record that we had. The Racer show tomorrow, which hits at 12 p.m. Eastern and Pacific, was a pre-record. So setting this show up for 60 minutes, you say, Sergeant, do you get nervous from time to time? I still get freaking giddy and a little nervous every time I do a live show.
That's a good thing.
Every time. So
Isn't it?
So,
Isn't it a good thing?
Yeah, I mean, Cole Cusimano hanging out in Las Vegas. He's been partying balls for the last 48 hours, hanging out with Denny. Is Denny Hamlin still in the press room, Cole?
That I do not know. I'm a few feet away in one of these rooms, these cells, I'll call it.
Cells.
Out here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I would assume he's in there now. I just came back in here about 10 minutes ago, and Chris Gale and Joe Gibbs just wrapped their winning press conference. But, man, what a wild weekend out west at Las Vegas, man. You had Eric Amarola go to victory lane last night in the Xfinity Series. Right. He is now racing for the owner's title at Phoenix and the Championship 4.
Hasn't he retired a couple of times? What the hell's going on, Amarola? Jesus, get out of here.
He spoke about that at great length last night. It's been a really cool resurgence to watch. Connor Zilic P2 once again. But yeah, today the big story was Denny Hamlin gets win number 60. He is now number 10 on the all-time wins list in the NASCAR Cup Series. Also the winningest Cup Series driver for Toyota Racing. So it's a very historic day out here. And really cool to see Denny Hamlin, like as humble as he was and grounded and not, yelling at the fans for booing him and whatnot.
Yeah, I was really taken aback by that. We've known for a few weeks that his dad has not been doing well, but you could just tell first the tears in when he lifted his visor and, so under his helmet as he's driving, and then right before the burnouts, and then just he walked differently to go get the checkered flag. He looked differently. He carried himself differently. And yeah, I know he is racing with so much on his mind, not just his father, but obviously, as we know, the lawsuit and all the tributaries that go along with that avalanche of a storyline. It's just wow, he has so much going on right now to be able to compartmentalize all these heavy hitting stories in his life. And then on Sunday, just focus on winning a race and doing so as he did today with that massive sprint in the last, 15, 20 laps. That, wow, gotta hand it to him.
And I know everyone out there experienced the same emotion I did with this race where, holy smokes, really? Vegas, you want to host a freaking championship with this sleeper? And then Jeff Burton drops it out there. We've only had one yellow, and that was, one yellow in this entire race.
Yeah, aside from the stage breaks, which we know we don't like.
And then 15 seconds later, bam! Ty Dillon and William Byron's spotters evidently were speaking in hieroglyphics to where they wouldn't understand each other. And freaking William Byron comes in the left rear and just nails Ty Dillon to cause a rad caution late race. And then from that point forward, those last, what was that?
20 laps.
20 laps.
It was, 20. So that happened with 35 to go.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And then those last, I think these 25, you had that restart where Christopher Bell got into Ty Gibbs, and that caused like a 6-car pileup. Then you had that sprint to the finish between Briscoe, Hamlin, and Larson, in which Hamlin walked away with the win. But my God, the biggest story for me was the Byron Ty Dillon incident.
Yes.
That is completely inexcusable. I'm still stunned that actually happened. For him not to wave his hand out the window, even if the spotters were supposedly communicating that they were going to be going to pit road, which, as we know, was not the case, just completely inexcusable. I have no words, honestly.
What was the vibe in the media center in the middle of Las Vegas Motor Speedway? Because it seemed to take TV a long time to get the story out of either of the drivers. Of course, talking about Ty Dillon and William Byron. And then still nothing was really determined. Did the spotters communicate? Or it sounds like they didn't, but the drivers, at least Ty Dillon, thought that they communicated. So yeah, there's still a lot of question marks up about this. What was the general vibe and how the media was talking about it?
Oh man, it was so funny. So you guys all work around Bob Pockrass. Everyone knows him in the NASCAR space. He's usually pretty quiet, but when this happened, you hear him go, "Oh no! Oh, there goes Byron! There goes Byron!" Everyone looks up at the TVs. I swear, the entire media center, everyone's jaw was on the floor, mine included.
Yeah.
We were like, what the hell just happened? And we saw the replay, and we're just like, oh, I guess one of those wrecks where you cringe when you see it because it was that intense, that brutal of a hit. But everybody was in disbelief. That was the general vibe when that happened. I was chuckling, though, when Bob spoke up. It was funny.
Well, like a couple of things before I forget these, because again, I'm on about 5 hours sleep in the last 3 days, and the amount of alcohol consumed. It was a cool high that I had with this alcohol. It wasn't over the top. It was like I get up there and I don't peak, but I'm just below that, so it was a good high. So I didn't feel that bad.
He was happy, Kenny.
A buzz,
yes.
Yeah. More than a buzz. A buzz is kind of boring. I got it's like a buzz.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a great, but again, I could sleep 8 hours and still, we know how alcohol tends to disturb sleep.
Mm-hmm.
My point is this. I might have already forgotten what the hell I was going to say. Oh, no, there we go. If you watch that video replay, you see Ty Dillon kind of juke like he's going down into the pits. I mean, that was a wide, and I understand you want to use a lot of the banking to come down to the pits, but you could see him kind of juke in there, and maybe that was him looking in his rearview mirror and seeing this 24 coming up on his ass. But he said he didn't see him. Okay, so there's that, and then there's William Byron talking about spotters and Ty Dillon talking about spotters. Not quite sure where the issue is.
Yeah,
they went back 5 minutes later, and we all know about this little hand signal that these drivers go full shot here.
The old school way of saying I'm coming in the pit.
Yeah, the driver put his glove out there and go. I went, how effing antiquated is that? It's like, remember when we were taught how to ride a bike or in a car? Well, Cole's too damn young. Where you stick your hand out the window, I'm turning left, or you put your arm up here and you're turning right.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, that's so stupid, man. And okay, will they put on their freaking blinker? No, I don't have an answer. But it just sounds so stupid. I'll put up my hand. Come to the pits. Come to the pits. My car's worth, my team's worth $20 million. But here it is. Whatever.
But hold on a second. It was a legitimate argument with the announcers during this race. So what's the resolution? I mean, are drivers, do you think they should have to do that from now on because you just don't know about the communication up on the spotter stand? I mean, what do we get out of this? I mean, is this going to happen again? It doesn't happen very often. So yeah, is there anything to learn from this?
I know we have to break soon, but that was all on Ty Dillon. He first of all, he was pitting from the second lane, the middle of the track. Right. How do you not stick your hand out the window like you normally do and wave to the car behind you or wave to whatever, to ensure that nothing happens like it did today? So just a major oversight on that part.
Okay, cool. All right, you're on the I-10 here in Phoenix. You're headed west. You're headed to, let's say, Phoenix Raceway. And Avondale is the exit. Over here to your right. Okay? You don't put your blinker on. But Joe Bob behind you in his 1967 Ford Maverick, even though they weren't around then, his 1974 Ford Maverick doesn't see you put your blinker on because you didn't put your blinker on. You wanted to turn right, get over in that Avondale exit. But you caused an accident. Should you have stuck your little hand down there and went, hey, I'm pitting?
Put your damn blinker on. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. That's a great analogy, Kenny. It's the simple rules of the road, the rules of the sport. How are they going to know you're pitting if you don't give an indication from the car? And that was what William Byron said. He was devastated because there was no indication that Ty Dillon was pitting.
Yep. And it seemed like William Byron was genuinely upset for Chevrolet too. It's like, I didn't, and genuinely upset for Ty, genuinely upset for his team. So yeah, he seemed dumbfounded. Like, how did this happen? This is not what I wanted to do.
I'm the oldest guy on the show, which, by the way, Richard C. Suave, he's out hanging out with his good friends at some wedding in, I think, freaking Colombia.
What?
And Cody Big Ass Johnson was too damn tired to come in and join us. So we're just winging it ourselves.
We're all tired.
Listen, me being the oldest guy here, I still think it's so stupid and antiquated that you've got to go, I'm pitting. My NASCAR team is worth more than Apollo 13, but my God, this is how I'm going to pit. Man, nothing.
They don't have directionals, though. You got to make some sort of indicator that you're surrendering and slowing down to pit road speed.
You're right. I don't have an answer. It just sounds so old.
It's primitive. I get that, but there's no blinkers. There's nothing besides this little hand that you can do something.
Freak Nation, a lot of things we want to hit tonight. Tony Stewart again goes out in the first round in the NHRA. Your regular season points leader goes out first round and does not talk to the press once again after that. We saw that happen at Worldwide Technology Raceway when he was taken out by Ida Zetterstrom. And he just, boom, I'm out. So he loses in the first round again. Doug Coletta with a big win in the Top Fuel class. We'll talk a little bit about Tony Stewart. Steeman. Also, the Xfinity Series, again, steals some headlines. Not just because in many people's eyes, it was, again, better racing than these big-ass Cup pilots, but because there were some F-bombs dropped from an individual that we, frankly, didn't expect to come out of his mouth. Him and Nick Sanchez. We'll get to that.
Because he's so lovely.
Yeah. And his name, Cole Cusimano, caught up with one of our favorite people, Michael McDowell. Yeah. Special edition of Freaks continues from Lucas Oil Studios. Next.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
For more than 30 years, Lucas Oil Products has been solving some of the most difficult mechanical problems in the automotive, marine, and industrial industries. From our original Core 4 products, heavy-duty oil stabilizer, power steering, stop leak, transmission fix, and fuel treatment, we have now developed over 400 custom products to help solve some of the world's toughest mechanical issues. Go to lucasoil.com to see what we have in store for you. Lucas Oil, it works.
General Tire is back with savings When you buy a new set of General Tires,
all you got to do is purchase a set of 4 qualifying General Tires, and then you get a General Tire prepaid MasterCard for $100 back in your pocket to spend for the holidays.
and when you do purchase that new set of General Tires, they got you covered for that wet fall travel and that snow travel in winter when you're headed to Grandma's.
For all the details on how to get that $100 prepaid MasterCard back in your pocket, go to GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of the Freak Nation. Hey, race fans, it's Crash Gladys.
And Kenny Sargent with SpeedFreaks. You want motorsports with muscle, stories with edge, and guests that won't hold back? Welcome to SpeedFreaks.
We're the only home of raw, real, racing-fueled chaos, and we serve it up weekly on Racer Network. From Supercross to Supercars, F1, NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, we talk legends, we talk lunatics, and everything else in between. Buckle up, Freak Nation.
This is SpeedFreaks on Racer Select.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Freak Nation, now through the end of October, get up to $100 back with a MasterCard prepaid card from our friends at General Tire. When you buy 4 qualifying tires from General Tire, now through the end of this month, man, you get a chance to get up to $100 back when you buy 4 qualifying tires from our friends at General Tire, the official tire of the Freak Nation. Coming up, Michael McDowell, Cole Cusimano, a little one-on-one coming up. Also, Xfinity Series, again, steals some of the headlines from the Cup Series, and it involves one of our favorite drivers. Actually, I'm a fan of Nick Sanchez. When Nick Sanchez got popped by Matt Crafton several years ago, I became a bigger fan of Nick Sanchez for him not going after Matt Crafton with a freaking machete and a bowling ball and just beating his ass every time he saw him.
Oh my God. Wow.
I respect that.
Right?
Anybody who can get under Matt Crafton's skin, I respect. Big
Solid.
time.
Yeah. But let's get back to this whole Denny Hamlin win, Freak Nation. And we put it out there on Twitter where we said, come on. You got to appreciate Denny Hamlin's win, 60th win. The emotions that he showed after this win in Las Vegas, something we've never seen, Crasher.
Mm-hmm.
We know that there's issues with his father's health, among other things, the lawsuit, trying to win his first championship, being the greatest driver to ever, one of the greatest drivers ever in NASCAR Cup Series to never win a championship. The pressure of being a team, on and on and on. But when he hopped out of that car, Crasher, you said, bam, right then. You knew something was up with Denny.
You could just tell he was overall carrying himself differently. And so then you heard it. You heard it out of his own mouth when he said, yeah, I could have fun with you guys, but I'm not. Thank you for everything you do. And there's just it's meaning so much to him right now, arguably because of all of the heavy hitting storylines in his life. He's appreciating things right now. It's kind of cool to witness.
That's a great analogy, man. L. Bailey. Denny is the Vikings of NASCAR.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Did you see that, Crasher?
Oh, I see it now. Oh, my goodness.
And I was
Way to go, Lynn.
I feel the same way, but something I want Denny Hamlin to get his ass in the Freak Nation, and we don't need to go in length on why we need to get him in here. But I'm on the Hamlin bandwagon where, come on, let's get this guy. Let's get this guy's championship, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I want him to win a championship for 2 reasons. One, for himself. It's been a very challenging year, but also, let's be honest, this whole drama with the lawsuit, would that be the biggest, as Kenny would say, the biggest middle finger to NASCAR? Say, yeah, you want to uncharter my team? LFG, baby. Here, take this. I'm your defending champion. You really don't want your defending champion to have a charter? Just saying.
But which would be the biggest burn? And it's not going to happen because Reddick and Wallace are out of it. But what would be the biggest burn on NASCAR? Would be Wallace and Reddick grabbing a championship, or Denny Hamlin?
I still think it's Denny. I know he's not. He drives for Joe Gibbs. I know that creates a difference in opinion, but he's still the team owner for Wallace and Reddick. And he's the one that's being so damn vocal. He's the one that's putting almost everything out on the line. So yes, I still think, in my opinion, you guys are probably different, but in my opinion, I think it'd be the bigger burn if Denny took the championship.
Cole?
Well, how about this? How about Tyler Reddick or Bubba Wallace wins at Phoenix and Denny Hamlin wins the championship? That's how you kill two birds with one stone. Throw both birds up, both middle fingers up to NASCAR. How about that? Yeah,
the willpower, the willpower double bird. Yes.
I just gotta say, so back on this week's Money Stop, our NASCAR betting show that we do through SpeedFreaks, Steven made a really great comment. He said that Denny Hamlin has not had his signature playoff moment yet. Like, he referenced Aaron Judge. He said Aaron Judge finally got his playoff moment. And of course, that was all for nothing because the Yankees got bounced. But
yeah, how'd that work out?
Exactly. This was Denny Hamlin's defining playoff moment. Win number 60, 10th on the all-time wins list. This really could be it, where Denny Hamlin gets that championship in year number 20 in the Cup Series at 44 years old. Listen, these numbers are mind-boggling. 44 years old again. It's 20th Cup season. 6 wins. That's tied for most in the Gen 7 era. He is 1 win away, 3 races left in the season, 1 win away from tying his single season record in wins in the Cup Series. Again, at 44 years old.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just enamored by what he's been able to do this year through all the uphill battles with the lawsuit controversy and just all those things. And I like watching what he's been able to do this year. I'm able to appreciate it so much. And it harkens back to like the Jimmy Johnson days for me, which is going to ruffle some feathers here. But like when Jimmy won his 7th championship, I was really able to appreciate what I was witnessing. And I feel like that's that same vibe, that same feeling today, watching Denny Hamlin win this race to go into the championship 4 and contend for his first championship. What we're seeing is just so special. And it's iconic. I love it. I'm really pulling for Denny. I hope he can get it done. I know we're not supposed to have any bias being media members, but it would just be such a cool story. And it would be incredible.
And can we just say, last year's Vegas winner went on to win it all?
Correct. Yes. Hey, 2022 when 22 when Logano won it as well.
Who's laughing now?
But I'm not a liar.
No.
He was almost laughing. Right. I think the stat was 5 of the last 7 times the round of 8 winner of the opening race won. They won the championship.
Who's laughing now?
But I'm not a liar.
Say that again?
I got to fact check that. There was a stat that came out earlier this week.
Careful on that one, Cole.
Well, hold on.
Yeah,
he was told this. We'll look it up.
No. It was posted I think by NASCAR media, so I gotta look it up to confirm. But I think it was 5 of the last 7 times the winner of the opening race in the round of 8 won. They won the championship. So maybe next commercial break I'll fact check that. So don't quote me yet. But there is a really good number to follow with that.
Including last year and including 2022. Okay.
Sarah Bauman chimes in saying, I have followed Denny since he won his first 2 short track races his rookie year. I could not be happier for his 60th win, tie with Kevin Harvick. Just wow.
Yes.
Like I have chills. I have chills thinking about what happened today and what we're seeing. It's crazy.
Bro, you're in Vegas. That's why you have chills?
Because I'm in Vegas.
Kenny.
I get chills for other reasons when I'm in Vegas, my friend, not because some happy pastor won him a race. What?
Wow.
This is a racing podcast, not a Vegas podcast or a show.
Yeah. Well, I will say this. Last night we had a dead celebrity party with all of our friends and family, all of our families that went camping together. And speaking of Vegas, Kenny went as Evel Knievel. So, and Evel Knievel told Kenny a few stories back in the day about chills in Vegas. So it kind of all fits. That bizarre storyline.
Pause. Kenny, you met Evel Knievel?
So did Crash.
Yeah. What? That's crazy.
We were doing I think we were with K&N Filters.
We were.
We're partners with them, and we went to a flat track race. at Del Mar back in the early 2000s, like 2004, 2005. And
I want to say even earlier than that.
okay, whatever.
But whatever,
Crash.
whatever,
God,
yeah.
oh, kid, it was 6 months earlier than that, my friend.
No, I want to say 2002.
Evil was there as part of the was it pre or post race dinner that we were doing.
I think it was pre.
I mean, he's my man. I mean, he's the guy. It's like, you can judge me on this, but 2 of my top 5 idols, maybe 1 and 2 or 2 and 3. All right, it's Pele, Evel Knievel, and Ozzy. I mean, that kind of shows you where I'm at, right?
That's awesome.
And when we met Evil, it was like, okay. I mean, he looked like death warmed over, but Evil joined us on the show, and my mom called in, and he was hitting up on my mom, wasn't he?
Okay, so we're celebrating 25 years, and this has not been discussed or resurfaced at any length besides tonight.
It was on our 20. Wasn't it on our 25th?
I don't think it was.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We need to find that audio and rerun the Evel Knievel interview from the early 2000s. Yes.
He was
That's badass.
The story he talks about, and I'm quoting, talking about where he grew up in Montana, how there were more.
Oh, no. It's relating to Vegas.
There were more pimps and whores per square mile in the city where he won than anywhere else in the country, because it was a big mining town. And he told that story with the straightest damn face.
That's amazing.
Oh, yeah. We are the freak nation. Yeah. But yeah, so how do we get there? With that's all this Vegas and chill bumps, and what gives you chill bumps in Vegas? Well, for Cole, at least this weekend, it was Denny Hamlin winning.
Well, yeah, it's this whole arc he's had the entire season. I just think it really is going to be one of the all-time great seasons and moments should he get it done in the championship in Phoenix here in a couple of weeks.
Okay, do we want to see him win because of the so many storylines that would be just incredible, from the flipping off of NASCAR to, he's a new dad, he's, for the 3rd time, but to his father, to, the lawsuit. Do we want to see that? Or are we scared to see all of this happening and then it doesn't end up being his championship? So yet again, he goes down as not being a champion driver.
I think it's a culmination of it all, honestly.
Well, Cole, the comparison would be if again, you don't like, I don't give a shit. The comparison would be Dan Marino. Denny Hamlin is the Dan Marino of the NASCAR Cup Series, arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever not win a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And if Denny Hamlin does not win it, I mean, the door is wide freaking open for him to walk through now at 43 freaking years old, to walk through and grab this championship. And he screwed Talladega, Martinsville. Mm-hmm. Dude is in now. Yeah. He's in Phoenix. And I don't know what part of the race it was. Again, I lack of sleep, and I'm just in and out of a freaking snoozer for 2 hours, waking myself up with my own snores. There was an instance with his crew where Burton, Letarte, and Diffie were talking about that was the screw up that can cause championships with Joe Gibbs Racing and Denny Hamlin, which happened midway through the race. Let's hope if it comes down to him losing the championship. Brutal. Do you want it to be because of his driving inability to pull through, or because there was a hiccup in the pit? There's so many intangibles here, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. And that was actually on the money stop. His crew had a very slow stop. I think the Jackman was the one that messed up. And he went from, I believe, the top 3 to like 8th or 7th. And right. I mean, obviously he had the cautions that helped his case for making that insane rally, but just the fact that they were able to do it and overcome all the mayhem in itself was an incredible accomplishment.
Yes, OBS. This is live after the race, you happy bastard. We've been doing this for 25 years. What? Come on. They can appreciate what's going on here.
Well,
Speed Freaks on a Sunday night, Freak Nation. We've been doing this for 25 years across the Freak Radio Network, television channels across the country.
Yeah, can we just be a little honest here, though? I mean, yes, we've been doing radio and TV for 25 years, but our YouTube hasn't really done much of anything until the last couple of years. So that's why OBS is like, whoa, who are you? I get it.
What's up, OBS?
What's up, OBS?
Again, you would not know the Crash and I were married. Usually spouses stick up for. She just never sticks up for me.
Oh, that is so wrong. That is so wrong.
Cole Cusimano's got chills.
I do have chills, man. That's why I got the jacket on. You kidding me? The 25 years jacket.
Cole,
Yes.
coming up, Cole has a good interview with Michael McDowell and the Xfinity Series. Again, still some headlines. We're driving home from camping this afternoon, and our 11-year-old daughter says, "Oh, poor Cole."
Oh,
Wait, why?
When she found out the Jets lost another one.
Oh. Yeah, I was laid up in my hotel bed, phone was propped up on a pillow. Luckily, I was going in and out because I was like, "There's no way I'm watching this entire game." That was just brutal. I'm done with this team, man. I'm a Lions fan. I'm endorsed. I'm officially claiming my Lions fandom.
That's exactly what she did.
that's what our daughter's doing. Yes. Because her Cardinals are sucking hind boobs. So, yeah. Oh, wow. You guys can be Lions fans together.
There we go. Henley,
sorry,
let's
it was
go
my
Lions.
All right, Freak Nation, Michael McDowell, Cole Cusimano coming up. Cole checking in from the media center there at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. More coming up from Sin City. Also, the Xfinity Series that steals some headlines. And Cole will give you some background on that. It's all coming up. SpeedFreaks Pits and Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Hey, race fans, it's Crash Gladys.
And Kenny Sargent with Speed Freaks. You want motorsports with muscle, stories with edge, and guests that won't hold back? Welcome to Speed Freaks.
We're the only home of raw, real, racing-fueled chaos, and we serve it up weekly on Racer Network. From Supercross to Supercars, F1, NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, we talk legends, we talk lunatics, and everything else in between. Buckle up, Freak Nation.
This is Speed Freaks on Racer Select.
Next to your vehicle's engine, your transmission is the most important component of your car. If it's not properly maintained, your car may not shift properly. By adding Lucas Transmission Fix to your transmission, it cleans and lubricates sticking valves for proper shifting, renews worn bands to stop slipping, stops seal leaks, will not void new car warranties, contains no harmful solvents. Lucas Transmission Fix. It works.
General Tire is back with savings when you buy a new set of General Tires.
All you got to do is purchase a set of 4 qualifying General Tires, and then you get a General Tire prepaid MasterCard for $100 back in your pocket to spend for the holidays.
And when you do purchase that new set of General Tires, they got you covered for that wet fall travel and that snow travel in winter when you're headed to Grandma's.
For all the details on how to get that $100 prepaid MasterCard back in your pocket, go to GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of the Freak Nation.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
This freaking segment is brought to you by our friends at Lucas Oil. Now, what automobile do you have in the garage? I bet Lucas Oil could keep that thing fat and happy and on the road. From everyday car care, heavy-duty trucking to agriculture, hot rods, classic cars, motorcycles, and marine, Lucas Oil has what you need to keep those engines, interiors, and exteriors looking like and running like they're supposed to be. For more information, go to the website, lucasoil.com, and find the perfect Lucas Oil product. Keep your rides on the road. We're down a couple of dudes. It's okay, man. Cody Big Ass Johnson taking the night off. Who knows what the hell he's doing? He's probably up making up some cupcakes for his old lady. And Richard C. Suave is a, what do you call himself? A bridesman? What do they call him?
Bridesman?
Yes. Yep.
For a very good friend of his, who we know, by the way.
Yeah, his former roommate. So, yes, he was off in Cali this weekend. Good for him. He's having
Imagine
fun.
being a roommate with Richie.
Why?
I don't know.
Who would be the, you know what? When we're all here, we need to have a poll. Who would be the worst person to live with?
We should do that.
Right?
That's good. I like
Richie's
that.
so quiet. I can't see him, like, even if he goes out with his friends, I can't see him being loud when he comes back home. I think he'd be a fine roommate.
Until he
know. Oh,
comes
that's a
in with a freaking ski mask and, again, a machete.
Oh,
What?
Big Glenn made a good point just now. He'd be up at 4 a.m. watching F1 races, screaming at the TV. Oh, they made a pass! They made a pass!
Speaking of, did you see? Okay, first of all, how have we not talked about my Indiana Hoosiers yet? Woo! Awesome win over Oregon while camping. We had no cell service, but we bummed one of our friends' Verizon accounts and watched both the Texas-Oklahoma game and the Indiana-Oregon game. That's another reason why we had so much to drink last night. We were partying. We were celebrating a lot. But pregame, college game day for the Hoosiers and Duck Soup, their duck held up a sign that said the Indy 500 is the Walmart of F1 or is Walmart's F1 or something like that. What? Really? I mean, number one, I'm kind of glad.
Well, you know where they held that sign up. That was for, you talking about the pregame?
Yes, college game day.
College game day, that just got wacky shit anyway. I love college game day.
Yes,
Some of the
I agree.
radical posters.
I was just about to say, hold on. I get what you're saying. You don't like IndyCar duck, but at the same time, it was kind of like backhanded compliment. Like, okay, you just put Indy 500 up on college game day. I'll take that as a win. So yeah,
that was a very dumb move on their part. First of all, I didn't know what the hell it meant when they put it up there. I had to scroll for like minutes upon minutes on X to get what it meant, and I was like, oh, that's cool, I guess. Yeah, great dig, Oregon Duck.
Yeah, hey, it's all right. Duck soup for dinner all week. Well, you know what I thought it said? I thought it said Walmart fee because I didn't know that was a woman.
Yeah. I literally had no idea. Awful.
Just Hey, it got the Indy 500 up on college game day. I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
But Cole gets chills when Denny Hamlin wins a race. Crasher gets chills for the Indy 500. Me,
totally.
I get chills when I get 8 hours sleep.
You are an old man now. Come on.
Right.
You got chills when your Longhorns pulled it off again against Oklahoma, and they're back in the top 25. Those were legit chills. Kenny literally, besides running to the TV and putting his arm up and trying to balance his beer, probably the 12th one of the day, he walked deep into the campground and just kind of was there with his arms on his hips, like, oh my God, we did this. Arch maybe is coming around. It was good to see.
What's even better is it's not hardcore camping, meaning we just don't find some wilderness and pop a tent. But there's no running water. You got one of the crappers where it's a pit, it's a ravine, and then of course you got to. But it's so hardcore camping that I bring a chainsaw.
Oh man!
I bring a generator.
We don't crank it up too often, but every once in a while.
I bring a TV.
Yeah, we had a TV.
Well, you have to. You have to.
It's Texas and OU, man. Come on.
Well, I have to ask real quick. I know we're a racing show here, but how do you feel about Arch Manning being the future New York Jets quarterback, future bust for the New York Jets?
Wow. You guys are, wow. You're dogging on each other right now.
Bro, you can have him. I just 2 games ago, they were talking about, you see a young man coming into his own. Oh. And then in this game, it gets to, it's like, come on, man. Cole's usually, who's the person on the show that usually says, pump the brakes?
Richie's a pump the brakes.
Yeah,
guy.
it's like, come on, let this guy's balls drop first before we start. Cole.
Yeah.
You know what? We know how Eli and Peyton manipulated the system. I can promise you right now.
Oh my goodness.
Arch Manning knows what NFL team or teams he's not going to. He does, right?
Manning.
No one wants to go to the Jets. No one.
Yeah.
All right. Back to racing. Sorry.
Hey, and, the Xfinity Series stole some headlines again, not just because it was better racing again in a race car where you actually have to drive the damn thing and not put it on cruise control. And you know what? Probably because they don't have, I'm turning left.
Oh, stop.
Coming in the pits. Coming in the pits.
Yes, they do.
I know they do. Anyway. So the Xfinity Series had an exciting race. And Cole Cusimano, do you care to give us in a nutshell your thrill of watching the Xfinity Series? And it's like, Almirola, just stop racing, please. Will you? Go ahead, Cole.
That's another cool arc, though. I mean, it's a guy that's retired numerous times. He's had career setbacks due to injury, and he's having a complete resurgence at his old age, like Denny Hamlin, running part-time. He's now a 3-time winner this year, and he'll be racing for the Owners' Championship at Phoenix with this win at Las Vegas. But this race was unbelievable start to finish. Tons of hard racing throughout the field between playoff guys, non-playoff guys, and it amounted to a love tap on pit road post race between Jesse Love and Nick Sanchez. Nick Sanchez being a non-playoff driver. And honestly, consensus around the garage and on social media was that what Nick Sanchez did was completely justified. Like it was hard racing, but it wasn't anything egregious. And it was people kind of calling out Jesse Love for being a bit of a baby. But it wasn't just him. Like, Justin Allgaier was pissed off. He finished 3rd in this race, and he was upset with how some guys ran him, including Nick Sanchez. The only guys that were not upset were your 1-2 finishers, Almirola and Connor Zilic. Zilic, by the way, 18 straight top 5s, 19 straight races with laps led. We don't got to say anything else on him, but yeah. A lot of hurt feelings and a lot of tempers flaring on pit road post race, and it just felt like a big playoff atmosphere here following this one.
Cole Cusimano was there with his Super 8 camera catching the action live on the Freak Nation.
Everyone's side drafting me. We're racing for the win. Side draft. That's racing. That's why you crash. Touch him again. Touch him again.
Yeah, touch him again.
Touch him again, man.
Touch him again.
That little guy in the back, touch him again, man.
Someone come get you.
Popping his head up above him. Touch him again, man.
Like that closing shot of the video I took, it felt like an old 80s movie where there's like the bullies in the background. Try it again. Try it again.
Everyone's side drafting me. We're racing for the win. Side draft. That's racing. That's why you crash. Touch him again. Touch him again.
It is 80s groupies.
Yep.
That's my boy Nick. Don't touch him. Oh, try. Touch him again. Touch him again.
Yeah, I mean, like Almirola and Zilic, they were battling hard from the drop of the green flag, stage 1 to final stage, even like banging doors, and they had no ill will towards each other. Connor Zilic went up to Almirola in victory lane, gave him a fist bump. Was like, "Hey, great race, man! Congratulations!" Wow, really freaking awesome race. If you haven't seen it, watch the highlights. You'll get a kick out of it.
Cole Cusimano checking in from the media center there, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. An emotional win this afternoon for Denny Hamlin. Still some haters out there for the hamster, but the fact that some folks are coming around going, okay, we can appreciate what this cat's doing. And was it Doherty that said post-race, or no, it was Dale Jarrett. Says, as you get older, you lose some of that edge. But for a guy at 43 years old to dominate a freaking, not dominate, but to drive at such a high level at 43. Yeah.
Still with the intensity.
Yeah.
He's dominating.
He's dominating.
He is. 6 wins is most in the series. He's absolutely killing it. He is defying all the odds right now, and it's really, really commendable. And on the hater aspect of things, I know my dad watching the show right now is probably cringing and shocked because, he's a Hendrick snorkeler. and through the years, he's been a Denny hater, and probably hearing me glaze him right now and be his biggest advocate for the championships, probably killing him. But I'm all on the Denny train. As that old commercial went, it's Denny time. Where he's shirtless, washing the car. Right. It's Denny time. That's what it is right now.
Crasher, in 25 years of doing Speed Freaks, having a co-host come on and say that my dad's a Hendrick snorkeler.
He is. Well, I mean, aren't most NASCAR fans
say that, man? Greatness.
That's the Kenny verbiage.
Mm-hmm. So when he saw Hamlin passing Larson, he was pissed.
Oh, my family chat was going bonkers.
Oh.
between the Byron stuff, and the Larson L. Yeah, it was not a good day in the Cusimano house for some.
That pass on him, and again, Joe Gibbs and JGR, they're cheaters. They've been caught cheating. When Denny Hamlin made that pass, that was not a nose to that wasn't a I don't know how to phrase it properly. Denny Hamlin looked like he reached down and hit the NOS bottle. It was that bananas of a pass.
I
right?
don't know what they adjusted on that last pit stop.
Well, the 4 tires, I get all that, but still, Cole.
Kyle took 4 tires too.
Yeah.
So come on.
But how was Kyle Busch done this year holistically?
We talking about Kyle?
No, I was talking about
Kyle Larson. I'm sorry. Sorry. Well, Kyle Busch finished top 10. That's why I was thinking Kyle Busch.
Right.
But no, you're right. It was just a matter of getting around the cars quicker than the other, and Hamlin did a phenomenal job doing that. But I agree. That was pretty pretty quick evasive maneuver around the 5 and the 19. Yeah.
So this Vegas race was late, generally speaking, for when we typically go live on a Sunday night at 7 p.m. Pacific. That's 10 p.m. Eastern. And most of all post-race stuff is done, including inspection. We just had somebody comment here. Interesting, though, that inspection is still taking a while. Should we make something of that?
Yay. You never know. It's happened once before, or numerous times before. I was out there actually when he won Pocono. I think it was 2022 or 2023, and he got disqualified, and Chase Elliott was given the win. So it could be a Kyle Larson victory in the next few minutes here. We'll see.
God. I mean, Kenny, you did just call them out as cheaters, so
true. That would be great. Great content. Kenny calls them cheaters, and they get disqualified moments later.
Bum, bum, bum.
Michael McDowell and Cole Cusimano. Next, SpeedFreaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
General Tire is back with savings when you buy a new set of General Tires.
All you got to do is purchase a set of 4 qualifying General Tires, and then you get a General Tire prepaid MasterCard for $100 back in your pocket to spend for the holidays.
And when you do purchase that new set of General Tires, they got you covered for that wet fall travel and that snow travel in winter when you're headed to Grandma's.
For all the details on how to get that $100 prepaid MasterCard back in your pocket, go to GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of the Freak Nation.
Now, what automobile do you have in the garage? I bet Lucas Oil could keep that thing fat and happy and on the road. From everyday car care, heavy-duty trucking to agriculture, hot rods, classic cars, motorcycles, and marine, Lucas Oil has what you need to keep those engines, interiors, and exteriors looking like and running like they're supposed to be. For more information, go to the website, lucasoil.com, and find the perfect Lucas Oil product. Keep your rides on the road.
Hey, race fans, it's Crash Gladys.
And Kenny Sargent with SpeedFreaks. You want motorsports with muscle, stories with edge, and guests that won't hold back? Welcome to SpeedFreaks.
We're the only home of raw, real, racing-fueled chaos, and we serve it up weekly on Racer Network. From Supercross to Supercars, F1, NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, we talk legends, we talk lunatics, and everything else in between. Buckle up, Freak Nation.
This is SpeedFreaks on Racer Select.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Freak Nation, be sure you follow us on Twitter, or as the kids call it nowadays, X. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you miss any of this extravaganza on the Freak Radio Network or our podcast, you can catch it on Racer Network, 12 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on Mondays. 25 years of doing this stuff, man. And one of the OGs who called in from his wedding night was Michael McDowell.
Mid-2000s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's been
a great
doing
dude.
stuff with us for a long time. Love him.
Cole Cusimano had a chance to catch up with NASCAR Cup Series pilot Michael McDowell. Real quick, Cole, what's going on here?
What's going on?
What?
What's going on, Cole?
What?
What's going on there?
I don't know what you're referring to.
What's he looking at?
What's he looking at, buddy?
He's looking at how short I am compared to him, I guess.
Oh,
he's
come on.
freaking crouching down to even get in the frame. That's how
Look at
short
this.
I am.
Look at
Look at that. He's like, look at this little guy.
I got to talk in the mic way down there.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty cool. Though. I got to interview him in the old 71 hauler. Admiration. I like that, Big Glenn. Yes, he was admiring the greatness of Cole Money Cusimano.
Bam!
So Cole Cusimano had a chance to catch up with Michael McDowell again, one of our freaking favorites. And the guy's got 5 kids, Crasher? Is that right?
He's got a few. I thought it was only 3.
No, he
No,
might have
hell no.
more than 5. He has a lot of kids.
Oh, great. Now I'm going to have to look it up. Okay.
Yeah. Regardless, one of our favorites, Michael McDowell, Cole Cusimano, here in the Freak Nation.
What's up, Freak Nation? Cole Cusimano here with Michael McDowell here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, coming down to the end of the 2025 season. Michael, first off, thank you so much for your time today. Back on the West Coast, not quite your home in Arizona, but I did learn from someone that you might have called Vegas your home at some point briefly.
I did, yeah. It was very briefly, but I raced go-karts out of here for Bo Heron and MTC. It was right down the strip here, and worked at the go-kart shop there and then raced out of there. So I don't know how long my brother and I were here. It's probably a year or 2, and I would kind of go back and forth from Phoenix to here in the racing season. You know, karting for a lot of it was during the summer, so I wasn't full-time out here. I did live out here in an apartment with my brother for probably 6 or 7 months, and yeah, so kind of the West Coast. So, you know, I moved around from Lodi, California, to Livermore, Sacramento, Vegas, Phoenix, and then Charlotte. So kind of been all around.
West Coast journeyman. Now, this is your first time in 8 years with a new team. How has it been being the new kid on the block, but also like a mentor to like these young guys and Carson and Justin here in 2025?
Yeah, I'm definitely not the mentor, but it's been fun. I mean, I think that we've accomplished a lot this year. Not all the goals that we've wanted to accomplish, like winning. But we got good speed. We're building a good program. I'm happy with the decision. I'm happy with the direction we're going. You always want more. I mean, you as a driver and as a race team, it's all based on winning on Sunday, and we haven't done that. But I feel good about where the program's going and confident in what we can do, for the remainder of this year and to get into next season.
And now, tons of speed in 2025. Just clicked off your 3rd top 5 of the season. That's actually a career best for you in a single season, I just learned. So what have you seen? Where have you seen the most growth in the organization from the off season to now race 33 in 2025?
I think a lot of it's just getting the processes, getting to know each other, getting, for me, an understanding of the car, and the Chevy is quite a bit different than what I've had in the past. And the things that, I used to target from a feel standpoint, all that changed a little bit, and I didn't think it would. When you think about standardized pieces and you think about quote-unquote a spec car, you would think a lot of that would be the same, and it hasn't. So that was a bit of a surprise early on, but now I've kind of been able to, build that continuity with what I need on the track and simulation and tools and what those changes look like overnight, and we're starting to, hit, more consistently. I feel like in the beginning of the year, we would have speed and then we'd run 30th. We'd have speed and then we'd run 30th, and now we're starting to streak together some good finishes. So I feel good about that. I wish it didn't take as long as it did. That's disappointing and frustrating. But that's realistic, right? It's hard. Mm-hmm. It's hard to make changes, and I feel like we're right on the verge of putting it all together consistently.
You mentioned some disappointments and frustrations, but it's been a really good year, numbers-wise in some areas. So I guess, would you say that you've met expectations where you wanted to be entering this season? Are you ahead of schedule, behind? Like, what's your headset at?
I mean, the only way I can answer that is that we haven't met our expectation. The expectation was to win a race. We didn't do that. Make the playoffs. We didn't do that. So I don't feel like we've met our expectations. I think we're on track, though, as far as our speed and our growth as a team to be able to do that in the future. It's racing. It's how it goes. There's been races we could have won. There's been races that Carson could have won. And so we put ourselves in those positions. We just haven't finished it off. We haven't executed. perfectly to do that, and that's what you have to do in the Cup Series. But so I'm proud of the speed. I feel like we brought the speed. I feel like we have done that throughout the season, but we got to do it more consistently, and we got to finish.
And I want to go back to what you said a few moments ago. You mentioned that transition from Ford to Chevrolet this year. How would you compare where Spire is right now to where you left FRM last year? Is it pretty comparable?
Well, that's tough because, at the end of last year, it was difficult because we were cut off the information because, Travis and I were leaving and we weren't getting sim time. And so I feel like at front row last year, at the end, it kind of dipped off a little bit. But that isn't anything other than there was a transition with us leaving. I mean, we had all hoped that wouldn't have happened, but it did. And that's not anybody's fault. That's just kind of natural how it goes. So I don't feel like for us, I feel like we picked up kind of pretty even. And so I don't feel like I don't think it's dipped. I think we're kind of on par to where maybe we were at best at front row, and there's still opportunity to grow more.
Awesome. I got to go back here for a second. You mentioned Carson. He's been a big story this year as far as headlines, running up front and all that fun stuff. What's that rapport and that relationship been like with this young hotshot in the Cup Series as your teammate?
Yeah, we're very different. We are very different, but we get along well. We don't speak the same language at times, and we go about our business differently, just how we prepare and all that. But our relationship has grown. I enjoy Carson a ton. I think he has a bright future. He's super fast. He's pushed me really hard to be better. Not him like literally pushing me, but just the fact of the speed that he has pushed me to dig deeper and find more. And so I love that part of it. And he's done a great job, honestly, over the last 4 or 5 months of helping out on the areas where I felt like we needed help as a group, and for him as a driver. And so maybe there is a little bit of mentorship there of like, hey, it's not just about going fast, but it's about pushing the program and getting us to the next level. And man, I need you. I need your help in that. And this is how we have to go about it. And we go about it differently, but I feel like he's done that. He's been super engaged lately in the areas that we need him to be engaged. And so, yeah, he's got a bright future. He's going to be doing this way longer than I am. And I'm proud to see with just how well they've run. But he knows too. He's got to win too. I have to win. We both have to. And so we have to get better. And in order to do that, we got to push each other and help each other.
Sounds like a great dynamic there. A few more questions for you here. Obviously, big news this week. More horsepower coming.
Yeah.
2026. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think it'll change the competition at all?
So here's what I'll say. I think NASCAR's doing a good thing. This is what drivers have asked for. This is what fans have asked for. I understand. I wish it was more, and I understand why they can't do more. But I want to manage fans' expectations too. This is not a big change. It's going to be a good change. I think Goodyear has done a great job with the tire. We're not 100% where we want to be, but like what we saw at the Roval, there's 4 or 5 seconds of fall off and strategy. If we keep doing that and we add horsepower, I think that there's a good chance that we can make some really good races, and so I like it. I like the move. I just want to manage everybody's expectations. This isn't a game changer. We're not going from 700 to 1,000. It's just enough to hopefully add some tire wear and add some maneuverability. And I think at the road courses, I think at like Richmond, Martinsville, those places will be fun. Hopefully we can spin the tires a little bit more. But I feel like those races have gotten better this year. I felt like Richmond was a fun race. It was a good race. Martinsville, I think, is still one of those ones where fans, when they watch it, they think it's lead and follow. But from a driver's standpoint, you are working hard and it's a busy day. So I'm biased. I like the cars. I like how they drive. It suited my style, so it's a little bit selfish. Yeah, it's good changes up.
Nice. Like the transparency there. I agree with the Goodyear stuff, too. It's been awesome this year. 2 more here, finally, on your home track in Phoenix. As we all know, final year for now for the championship race. How would you assess how they've done in the 5 years to this point as the championship race? Has it been a success in your eyes? Would you want it to come back at some point? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, for sure it's been a success. I mean, I think that the track has done a great job. I mean, it's been a sold-out crowd. It's great promotion. They do a great job in the city. timing is everything, right? And so with the upgrades that they made to the facility and the timing of getting, the championship race, I think it all worked out. Look, it's no secret. The next gen car at Phoenix has been a challenge, right? But I also feel like we've seen some good races. I like it moving around. Not because I don't want it in Phoenix. I like it moving around because I feel like we've seen teams and drivers get really, really good at one spot. In order to make it, you got to be good everywhere. But man, you don't want to let Jimmy Johnson get to Homestead, right?
Right.
You don't want to let Joey Logano or Ryan Blaney get to Phoenix. I think as that mixes up, that's going to be cool. And I don't know what the future is. I don't know how many years, but I would love for it to change every year. I would. I don't know if that's how it's going to work or not, but seeing it end at different spots, I think is really cool. And it does a lot for that area too, like for the sport. You think about these areas that we go to. Sometimes we're the only show that comes there, and it's a big deal. And so I hope that it keeps moving around because I think that it would give you a more diversified champion. I don't know what the new point system is going to be. I don't know if the change is coming. There's a lot of unknowns, but it'll help mitigate hopefully some of that when it does come. But yeah, it's been exciting. I wish that I was racing for championships and not, just watching it. But as a fan, the playoffs the last few years have been phenomenal. I mean, just crazy. When you think about Blaney and Reddick, the last lap at Homestead, that's wild, And Denny was in that mix. You think about, Ross and the Hail Melon at Martinsville to get in, and you think about like Joey must win after getting in because Bowman was light. And I know I race, right? And I know I'm not supposed to be a fan, but as a fan, it's been awesome the last few years, like really, really cool. And so I know that, there's a lot of opinions, but I think that it's been, a compelling story. And I think this year is the same. And, the champions have been the right champions. And I think that moving forward in the sport, it's important to keep that. And yeah, so I'm excited.
That's so cool. I love to hear your disconnect too, like being a fan between being a driver and the playoffs and how that's worked out. Final question for you here. We also learned that IndyCar is doing a double header at Phoenix in March of next year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I know you have some background open wheel racing. Is that something that you would welcome as a NASCAR driver, having that crossover and maybe even competing in it yourself?
Hey, that would be great. We got the right people for it too with the TWG group with our friends at Andretti. So I don't know. I think I'm probably too old and too fat for an IndyCar at this point. It's been 20 years, but I still love it. I love watching Formula One. I love watching IndyCar, even sports cars. That's a part of my history too. And so yeah, it'd be great to do some of those things. If I was going to do it, I would want to do Indy though. Honestly, it's always been a dream of mine. We're definitely running out of time, but. If I had the opportunity, that would be the one I would want to take.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time today, Michael. Cole Cusimano, Michael McDowell, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Enjoy, freaks.
I just heard Michael McDowell and Kyle Busch are going to be in the 2026 Indy 500. Yep, putting it out there. Putting it out there. And brought to you by Cole Cusimano, getting that out of him.
Wow.
I've always wanted to do Indy. That's always been a dream of mine. What? I mean, I knew he was in single seaters. He was in open wheel racing and then he got a sports car ride and then that turned into NASCAR. But I don't think I've ever heard him say that. Count me as one of the curious ones. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was a great conversation.
Yes. And I'm also with you on, I like his perspective of being a fan while also being a driver in the midst of all of these guys as well. That was pretty cool. Yeah, good job.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Just got this in from NASCAR Cup Series post-race inspection update. All cars have cleared inspections.
Okay.
4 cars coming back to R&D Center for engine dyno only. The 45, the 48, the 8, and the 6.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Congratulations, Denny.
Clean.
Freak Nation, few things to take care of before we get the hell out of here. Again, this is a special 60-minute extravaganza of Speed Freaks. Typically, it's 2 hours where It's simulcast with the Freak Radio Network across 80 plus affiliates across the country. And of course on YouTube, Facebook Live. And then if you missed this, you go to Racer Network and catch it tomorrow on Mondays, noon Pacific and Eastern. Follow us on Twitter, X, Instagram, and of course, be sure you subscribe to our official YouTube page, Freak Nation. Cole, thanks for doing this, man. You all right? Hey, Cole,
Yeah.
Did we get the numbers together for Beat the Freaks by any chance?
Oh no, I did not get the numbers for Beat the Freaks.
I forgot. Yeah.
I had barely any time to even prep for this because between trying to get Denny Hamlin and setting up for this show, we had barely any time. But we'll get that for Wednesday, for Hump Day, right?
We'll do it for our Wednesday show.
Yeah,
exactly.
We've been giving away a lot of damn tires recently.
I have a feeling we're not going to give them away.
I don't
this
think
week.
so either.
Yeah, I know Richie chose Denny Hamlin, and we had several of us had Larson as our. It's not happening.
There were some good picks. Yeah.
And again, don't forget every Friday morning, 7 p.m. Eastern, the Money Stop drops
7
with
a.m. Eastern.
What'd I say?
AM.
All right, 7 a.m. Eastern, the Money Stop drops Friday mornings with Cole Cusimano and his brother, Steven Cusimano. You can catch it right here on the official Speed Freaks. All right, man. We're going to go to break and then say sayonara. So, you good, Crasher?
I'm good.
Right.
Yes. We'll hopefully have our sleep all caught up for our Wednesday show, Horsepower Hump Day, 5 p.m. Eastern.
I don't know if that's going to be true.
I don't either.
No.
I just said it because I'm trying to manifest it.
I don't think we're going to be caught up. No, I don't think it's going to happen.
Cole might be, but yeah, we might not.
We'll see. I you know what? 11 a.m. checkout.
Okay.
We'll see how I do it at the blackjack table tonight. I got to try and win some of that closing cost money for my house. So.
Man.
Oh yes,
We'll
homeowner. The joy.
You're actually going to hit the tables?
Yeah, why not?
689. 689.
He doesn't understand that, Crasher.
Craps.
I don't.
You need to
I never played
explain
craps. Never played craps. Only blackjack in the slots.
You got to be able to explain it, Crasher.
I'm sensing a Freak Nation Vegas trip.
All right.
Oh.
Freak Nation, make sure you're with us 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, right here again on YouTube for Horsepower Hump Day.
Wednesdays.
See ya.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Hey, race fans, it's Crash Gladys.
And Kenny Sargent with Speed Freaks. You want motorsports with muscle, stories with edge, and guests that won't hold back? Welcome to Speed Freaks.
We're the only home of raw, real, racing-fueled chaos, and we serve it up weekly on Racer Network. From Supercross to Supercars, F1, NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, we talk legends, we talk lunatics, and everything else in between. Buckle up, Freak Nation.
This is Speed Freaks on Racer Select.
Next to your vehicle's engine, your transmission is the most important component of your car. If it's not properly maintained, your car may not shift properly. By adding Lucas Transmission Fix to your transmission, it cleans and lubricates sticking valves for proper shifting, renews worn bands to stop slipping, stops seal leaks, will not void new car warranties, contains no harmful solvents. Lucas Transmission Fix. It works.
General Tire is back with savings when you buy a new set of General Tires.
All you got to do is purchase a set of 4 qualifying General Tires, and then you get a General Tire prepaid MasterCard for $100 back in your pocket to spend for the holidays.
And when you do purchase that new set of General Tires, they got you covered for that wet fall travel and that snow travel in winter when you're headed to Grandma's.
For all the details on how to get that $100 prepaid MasterCard back in your pocket, go to GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of the Freak Nation.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.